What's up? It's NIKIBRAH. Today's topic, intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, just like any other type of fasting, religious fasting, detox fasting, can be very detrimental to your metabolism, hormones, thyroid, organs, if you don't know how to do it properly, if it does not fit your situation. Nowadays, do intermittent fasting because they think it's healthy, because they think it's beneficial, because there's an application which tracks their fasting. So technology, they do intermittent fasting because their partner does it, so they do it together. But in reality, many people, the vast majority of the people, they do intermittent fasting not in the proper fashion it should be done, and their situation really does not fit the intermittent fasting. So now in this video, I will tell you the potential damages you can receive from fasting in general and also intermittent fasting. So people do intermittent fasting most of the time is that they do not eat half of the day. Let's say they wake up in the morning at 8 a.m. and they do not eat until, let's say, 4, 5, 6 p.m. And in some hardcore cases, people even say, oh, just one meal per day, I can eat whatever, I can stuff my face with processed foods, with sugars, with gluten, with soy, with whatever, one meal per day is enough, and you can just eat whatever you want. If it's just one meal per day, it's a-okay. Couldn't be further from the truth. Aspect number one. You're basically hindering your body from getting nutrients. Your metabolism is turned on 24/7. Even when you're sleeping, yes, metabolism goes down, but it's still working. So when you're depriving your body from nutrients, your body will down-regulate your metabolism, so it will basically turn down your metabolism because it detects, oh, I'm not getting the nutrients, so I have to decrease my metabolic rate. Classic scenario is when overweight people start to do intermittent fasting. Let's say starting point of an overweight person is 100 kilograms. He starts to do intermittent fasting. Example, he will get to 90 kilograms after 1 month. But when he starts to eat balanced again, during this time where he deprived his body from nutrients, when he starts to eat normal again, or let's say also classic scenario when he does cheat meals or whatever, he will not only go back to 100 kilograms again, because of the metabolic damage he received, he will be most likely he will be at 105 kilograms. So like metabolic damage. Long term, it's very ineffective, especially if intermittent fasting or fasting in general is done for the wrong reasons. The bad part about intermittent fasting, in addition, is that it's often supplemented by technology, like applications. Like you do intermittent fasting, you put it in your phone, you get achievements, people get hyped. So they stick to the process, but they're sticking to the wrong process. Aspect number 2, organ damage. And we won't dive too deep because there's so many examples. But I will just name you one special example of organ damage where you will just say, what the hell is happening? And this example, not many people know. Yes, thyroid function will be downregulated. Yes, hormones will be downregulated, potentially, not always, but potentially. But one thing always happens, because this is just a natural mechanism of your organism. There are 3 organs in your body that more or less work all the time, which is heart, which is your lung, and which is your liver. Yes, some people will say, yes, but your blood is flowing, your brain is still working, but in theory, you can deactivate your brain, you can turn your brain off, but your body will still work. Your heart will be beating, your lung will be working, and your liver will be working. You can even deactivate your brain, you will still live on. So yes, there are some grayish areas like brain and so on, but in reality, these three organs always working is heart, lungs, and liver. Because your liver always working because well, it metabolizes proteins, it detoxes, it purifies, and so on and so on. It has like a paper bin, let's say, or like a waste bin, where it puts excessive waste, which is gallbladder. And if you don't take out the trash from the gallbladder will receive permanent damage. So let's go by colors. Like usually gallbladder liquid is like yellowish, oily, but if you don't empty your trash for like 6 hours, it will already get brownish. If you don't empty your bin for 24 hours, it will be already like petroleum, like blackish, you know? How do we empty this trash? It's by eating solid food, because your digestive tract will be activated and gallbladder will be able to release, will be able to go out and take out the trash basically. Now people fast for 16, 18 hours, so they constantly do not empty their bins. They may receive gallbladder damage. And the bad part about gallbladder damage is you don't realize that you have gallbladder damage until you get gallbladder damage. It's like, not like, oh, I'm feeling my gallbladder is 50% damaged. No. You will feel the gallbladder damage when it's already like 100%, when it's like super crazy sharp pain. Only then you will feel it, that okay, now we fucked up basically. This is just one example of what's possible. Just one example of what's possible when you just don't know what you're doing, and when a certain type of diet, let's say, or diet structure is pushed onto you or promoted to you, and it sounds nice, but it really does not fit. It really does not fit your situation. You just execute, parallel to it you have a nice application where you can unlock achievements. Yay, 100 days intermittent fasting, gold medal. But in the background you get gallbladder damage or any other type of organ damage or hormonal damage, thyroid damage, blah blah blah. This is reality. And many people come to me, so I help them with these problems. So I get faced with these problems. I have to help people with this. So I know what's happening in the background. Not only in theory, but also in practice, by helping people to, well, to solve these problems. Well, intermittent fasting, in some cases it really fits, but it really needs to be set up to the daily schedule of the person. When does he wake up? When does he go to work? When does he train? What's the situation? Does he want to gain muscle, lose fat? Does he want to improve hormones? What's the situation? Only in 1% of all situations possible, intermittent fasting in some or the other form, it's possible to apply. It's possible to do this. Whether it's the best possible scenario, whether it's the best option, unclear, but only 1% of all scenarios, it makes sense. It makes sense to look at it. I'm not saying, okay, intermittent fasting, it's never applied. Yes, in some cases it is, but it's only 1% of all. And look at how many people actually are doing this nowadays. And well, we just covered now organ damage. The same happens to hormonal situation. Not always. When it fits, it doesn't do damage. And when it fits to a situation, it can be beneficial. But most of the time, people may receive hormonal problems. Lower testosterone, stress hormone level gets out of balance, thyroid levels drop, certain metabolic markers are not working efficient anymore. This is reality. This is what happens in the background. So people are often just chasing numbers, chasing achievements, chasing a streak, and this is what happens in reality. So if you want that I help you to look at your situation and judge whether intermittent fasting is an option for you, if you want me to help you with intermittent fasting when it fits to a situation, you can message me anytime on NIKIBRAH.com. This is my homepage, or any other social media like Facebook, Instagram. We get in touch. If you leave me a message, I will get back to you within 12 hours, and then I will give you a small perspective. Yeah, I can tell you, okay, intermittent fasting, no option at all. Intermittent fasting is an option, and this is how we do it. You just leave me a message and I will give you a small perspective. So remember, guys, intermittent fasting or any other type of concept has to fit to your special situation. If it does not fit and you don't know the principles and concepts, or you don't understand what is potentially happening in the background, then it can be very, very detrimental. And intermittent fasting is just one modern example of what can happen to you. Okay, guys, see you in the next video.